Hello folks, welcome back, you internet peoples and Facebookers and YouTubers and whatever. Some of you might remember we started buffing today, or those of you who tuned in earlier, on this little section right here, which you can go back and look at those videos. There were some deep scratches on here, and those of you who watched before remember that. And what I ended up doing after we talked earlier, I had a more aggressive pad. That really didn't do much more. So I went to a more aggressive product. This Sonax Cut Max cutting compound, which is good stuff. Had a little bit better effect, but still not a lot. So I paint prepped it again. And this is all after wet sanding, recall, which flattened it out a great deal. So after that, of course, that left a little haze, and so I went to, I think I just told you in fact, stayed with the compound, the Cut Max compound, and I went to my little rotary buffer with that same compound because I wanted it even better than it was. And I dropped down to a 2-inch backing plate with a 2-inch wool pad, which I believe is from Lake Country also. And I compounded it again very slowly with that, which I was pretty satisfied with, because some of those scratches were just so deep. I knew that I was not going to be able to make them go away altogether. And after that, somebody's watching. And it's not telling me who you are. Sometimes it does and sometimes it don't. Make a comment or something down there so I don't know who you are. But at any rate, after the compound, then I switched over to, there again, a finishing pad, a white Lake Country polishing finishing pad, with the Sonax Perfect Finish, a very unaggressive polishing. I went very slowly, and I stayed with the rotary buffer on that, and finished down with that. And as you can pretty well see, those scratches we were looking at earlier are virtually gone. Right there, I can still see one when I get up close enough, but that is a really deep scratch right there. You can't chase perfection sometimes with these really deep scratches. They're just too deep, and you would be removing way too much clear coat in order to get to them, and then you run the risk of burning the base coat as well. But overall, I'd say 98%. Oh, who's that there? Hey, Mr. John Robert. I'd say 98% of those really deep scratches are gone, and the ones that are left are minimized to the point where you can't really see them. I mean, unless you really get up and move back and forth to try to catch the light. You may remember there were some really deep ones right here. I mean, really deep. Not as deep as that one right there, John, but they were very deep. And after all these multiple steps and finishing down with the polishing pad, most of them have virtually disappeared. There's some, like I say, I can see when I catch the light just right. I don't know if y'all can see those or not, but there's a little one right there which was part of a bigger scratch, and most of it went away, but some of it did not. And I would be just too fearful of trying to get more of it because it's such a deep scratch. I don't want to remove that much clear coat because you run the risk of getting down to the base coat, and I don't want to do that. So you can't chase perfection on these older paint jobs, which this is a repaint, but it's been on there for, I think the owner told me, John, I think he said it's been on there over 10 years. But I buffed all the way up in here with my nano polisher and all that. But from a foot away, you can't see those scratches anymore. And I'll be interested to know what the ceramic coating and the other products do. They will help to fill in some of this, particularly that ceramic coating, which I'm going to use DPC Shield from Luxury Microfiber out in Dallas, Texas. Kimberly, you're getting to be a regular on here. But I don't know if you saw it. I can't remember if you saw any of this earlier, Kimberly. This section right here had all kinds of deep scratches. And I went wet sanded, tried different compounds and pads. I ended up using a strong compound with a wool cutting pad, and then went back with a very light polishing pad and some polishing, finish polish we call it. And I mean, unless you get up really close, remember those long scratches that were right there, Kimberly? They're virtually gone, disappeared. There are some that are left that were really deep. I was showing John a while ago. If you look real close right there, you can see one, but it is really deep. It's almost all the way through the clear coat, so you cannot get rid of that one. You would be removing way too much clear coat. So you can't chase perfection on these jobs sometimes because the scratches are just too deep. But they have been minimized to the point where unless you're under the bright lights and you really get up and look, you're not going to see them, which, you know, when I catch a light just right, I can still see part of the ones here. I can see part of the ones there, but you really got to look hard, Kimberly. So I just wanted to show y'all how that section came out. And, you know, next I'll be working in this area here, and yeah, I'm not even trying, and you can see scratches in the hood there. Going to be trying to get those to almost disappear. But I'll have to section off, I don't know, a section probably about like that, Kimberly, and I'll work on that next. Okay, folks, just wanted to let y'all know what's going on, and hopefully the owner, Terry Argo, will tune in here in a little while and see what's being done to his vehicle and how it's coming. That's one of the main reasons I do this, is so that the owners of these vehicles that are on Facebook can kind of keep up with what's going on. Somebody gave me a thumbs up. Whoever gave me that thumbs up, I appreciate it. Was that you, Kimberly, John, Miss Linda? Just showing everybody how I got rid of all those scratches that were up in that area there, Miss Linda. And I'm fixing to start working over here, which you can see some of the scratching there. And I'm going to be sectioning off a section probably about like that. Of course, I'll tape that trim piece off before I do that, so I don't damage it with the buffer and don't get a bunch of gunk up in there. I spent a day and a half cleaning all previous detailers' gunk up out of all that. Them cracks and crevices and everywhere. Yeah, but I think that looks pretty darn good compared to what it did look like. It was scratched just like that before, and now it's probably about 90-95% back to looking like fresh paint. Another thumbs up. I don't know why those excite me so much, but they do. They tell me that means you're doing something right or something or other. I don't know. But I'll be back later and I'll show you what we were able to do with this section right here. I'll pan in a little closer for you, and you can see there are multiple scratches there. Multiple, and paint defects. Some of those defects, and some of that's just dust. It's not as bad as it looks. But you can see those scratches, definitely see the scratching there. And you move on down here to this part, you can see some scratching in there. I believe that's from the cat that he said could get in the garage where this was being kept. This is a garage kept vehicle, obviously, and got on the car. And some of these are from the cat, and a lot of the swirls you see are from another detailer who didn't go back and finish down. But anyway, I'll jump back up here with y'all later. after I get another section done. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate y'all very much. If you know anybody that needs this kind of work done to their vehicle, you know, it don't have to be a 1947 Cadillac sedan. Look how long that hood is. Holy cow. Oh, I've had enough of those big old trucks in here. This thing is almost within an inch or two as long as a full-sized pickup truck with an extended cabin and extended bed and the step bumper on it. This only lacks maybe an inch or two. Look how long that thing is, Miss Chestnut. Look at that. Holy cow. You could put 2 of my Mustangs in this thing. I believe you could. This looks like the box that mine came in. All right, guys. I got to get back to work. I'll check with y'all later. Once again, thank you for watching and your comments and your thumbs up and everything. Bye now.